I
can't fucking stand you. I cannot fucking stand you.
Season 2, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Greetings from the other side.
Oh my god. How about that episode? How about the finale?
Oh boy,
goodness.
howdy. There's a weird, like, bittersweet relief. Like, on one hand, I am sad that it's over because I had a blast.
Mm-hmm. It was a good season.
But on the other hand, God, I'm fucking glad that shit's done.
Season 3, woo!
Yeah, we're deep in the paint on season 3 now. We're in the middle of.
Chad said the cliffhanger was cruelty.
You're welcome. Yeah, we're deep in the paint on season 3 now. We're actually about halfway through recording episode 2 of season 3, which we're gonna finish after the Q&A today. It has been interesting so far.
It's been a lot.
Yeah. So
very excited.
Yep, talking points for today. So we are on hiatus. So
yes,
this is kind of a callback to everything we told you at the start of the season 1 hiatus. For the next 6 weeks, Q&As are only going to be 30 minutes. Today is going to be full length because we're wrapping up the season. Yeah, because this is
the finale one. But yeah, for the next until after the season 3 premiere, Q&As are 30 minutes. We're going to be discussing next week. We're going to be discussing the Captain playlist, I think we said.
Yep,
and Captain. It's going to be character playlists for a lot of the hiatus and
one bonus episode.
Yes, the last week it's going to be we're releasing a public bonus episode on the 10th. So that Q&A is going to be about that.
Yeah,
and the season 3 premiere and cover art and everything.
Yeah, and those of you that are members of the $5 tier of the Patreon have probably already heard this episode.
Well, yeah, it's been out for a while.
Yeah, it's the Great Australian Prank War, which is a flashback to a teenaged Leo and Fee having a prank war against each other, and it's fun. You know, we get to see Soren, we get to see Elena and Eliane Tormare, twin sisters.
It's Elena Tormare's, as far as we have planned, only on-screen appearance, which is other than Leo's fever dream. It's the only time she gets spoken word. Mm-hmm. She gets to speak words.
Which is a shame. Fly High Queen.
Which is a shame. I love her. Very sad, but at least we got to get her in that one. But yeah, somebody in the chat said, so excited to see the season 3 cover art with Leo and Fee's new outfits.
So are we.
And the same person said, Captain playlist, eye emoji. Yeah. It's good.
A lot of sea shanties.
It's good. It's good. And we have other character playlists and probably ship playlists.
Probably, yeah, just spending. Yeah. Is Aries doing the cover art again? Yes.
Yes. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, our cover artist is at The Last Bastion on Twitter. Aries is phenomenal. Go follow.
Yeah. As far as we know, for like the foreseeable future, Aries is going to be our cover artist, like even into campaign 2, because Aries has drawn the characters that we're playing for campaign 2 before, because we played the characters with Aries in a home game one time.
But Aries, both because we know them personally and because they have a nice art style that we like having as cover art and really good turnaround times. Yeah, Aries is going to be our cover artist.
Yeah, cannot recommend them enough. Like, go.
Cannot recommend them enough. Go commission Aries. Sorry, I hit the mic. I was too excited.
Other talking points. We've been talking about this the last couple weeks. Our first anniversary special is coming in 2 weeks.
Yeah, 12 days from now.
12 days from now. Yeah. That's going to be at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Pacific time.
4:30.
4:30?
Yes.
Okay. 4:30 Pacific time. Yeah, I got confused last week because I forgot that it was on a Saturday.
I believe it's Saturday, yeah.
And I thought that I was going to be at work, so.
Yeah. But let me check that it's a Saturday. Yes, it's Saturday.
Okay.
It was Friday last year. Brain.
We premiered this fucking podcast on Friday the 13th.
Yes, we did.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. And we do it again. God. But yeah, that's going up on the 13th. Probably an hour long
ish. We're gonna go until it stops. I mean,
it's not gonna be a super formal thing.
Yeah,
like we're gonna do again, the form is up for everybody to submit quotes for us to say in any character voice, any character on the podcast.
And we're coming up with a couple other little fun things to do, like just fun, like little like party games, I guess would be something to say. It'll be just a fun little celebration. We'll be sitting here with our little birthday hats on, like the clowns that we are.
I didn't know you had that planned. This is the first time hearing about the birthday hats.
I didn't, but maybe we should.
Okay. All right.
I want to get one of those little noisemakers that goes like, whoop.
God.
So, all right.
Yes.
Let's go on the playlist.
Let's go. Oh, no.
So, the finale playlist was a lot.
Somebody in the chat said birthday hats or we riot. Now we have to do them.
Yeah. Finale playlist was a lot. So first two songs were Fee songs. So Guiltless by Dodie.
Yeah, first song was Guiltless by Dodie, and that was very much for that Fee and Alasha discussion. For those of you that don't know the song, there's a wall in my life built by you. You opened a door that a kid shouldn't walk through. Oh, but I'm not bitter. I'm just tired. No use getting angry at the way that you're wired. Ignorant trauma in one afternoon. And then the chorus is, and I could never let you know, the bridge is, and I could never let you know, ooh, you'd never get it. And now I'm the one who can't let go. Oh, don't say it's genetic. And then the chorus is it real? You believe you're guiltless. So I can tell you believe you're guiltless, but I don't think I'd feel better if I opened your eyes. And it's,
mommy issues.
Oh, the mommy issues that Fee has.
We thought that worked really well as the opener to that whole confrontation with Alasha, which was, ma'am.
Sorry, our cat just did something.
Are you okay? Hey, Pidge, you good?
Oh, goodness.
Okay.
Anyway, second song was also a Fee song, and it's Our Word from the musical podcast, 36 Questions. Specifically, it's on here because of it's because Barry was highlighting things and I couldn't focus. It's on because of two verses. I told my mother everything. I told her I was so sorry. She told me, don't cry when he comes home tonight. We can make everything okay. This is all we have to say. And then the bridge into the next verse that I was thinking about is, and it's our word. Yes, our word against his. So I hid screw-ups from my father, made up school awards to please my mom, whatever made the steak taste better, whatever kept the waters calm. Yeah. Listen. And then... Yeah, and then the end of the song, the verses before it are not necessarily fitting enough for me to quote them right now, but the lead into the end, that's the lead into the end, but then the end is just it'd be their word, only their word, it'd be their word, only their word on its own. And Sophie's doing well.
Well, I was the one that suggested that song.
Yes, you did.
And the vibe of it, again, like it gets very specific because it is a song from a musical.
Yes.
But
that's how musical theater does.
But the vibe of it, and I think it works very well as a vehicle to kind of explain how fucked up Alasha's perfect little family actually is. Like, she has this very idealized vision in her head of her and Fee and Moreland being a perfect little family where nothing goes wrong. And the reality of it is actually that it is deeply fucked up and bad. Yeah. And that Fee has grown enough to see that and see that, oh, like this thing that you're idealizing and this thing that you're chasing after is fucked. It's really fucked. Like
it's really bad.
Yeah.
it's bad and no one should be involved in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that song was on there for that juxtaposition. The next one was we haven't used this song before. No, sorry. The next song was the next song was Caught in the Middle by Paramore, which I believe was a Leo song.
It was a Leo song. Yeah. I can't think of getting old. It only makes me want to die. I can't think of who I was because it just makes me want to cry. I can't look back. Can't look too far ahead. I got the point. I got the message. I'm just a little bit caught in the middle. I try to keep going, but it's not that simple. I think I'm a little bit caught in the middle. Got to keep going or they'll call me a quitter. It's a Leo mental health crisis song. Of again, like he's in this place now where he's back among the people that he left and dealing with the fallout of everything that happened because he left, and looking back on that is just not an option for him because it's one of those Leo things again where like, oh, if I acknowledge this, I'm going to go down. And if I go down, I won't get back up. Yeah. Like, and the stakes are too high for that to happen. So he has grown a lot as a person, and I think his responsibility has grown a lot, but also
his sense of responsibility
has grown a lot. And we're going to see this, the end of season 2 moving into the beginning of season 3 is very much a Leo wise, it's very much an anecdote on like BPD and recovery and healthy coping mechanisms, and how figuring out what some of your bad coping mechanisms are doesn't fix everything overnight. There will be backsliding and there will be times where you don't get it right, and there will be times where you stagnate and you feel like you're caught in the middle of who you could be and who you were. So
tie that one together.
Poetic. I put thought into my playlist selections.
I know. I meant that very genuinely.
All the King's Horses by Carmina. This is This is the first time we've heard from Lorelai on a playlist. Do you want to take this one?
Yeah. Oh God, where to start?
Because you were the one that showed me this song.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's interesting because it's also on the Kiva playlist. Yeah, but we decided that because neither of those playlists are published yet because we're still polishing them, and we were talking and we were like, okay, we can give this to one of them, and we were like, it needs to be Lorelai.
Like even like the first verse is I knock the ice from my bones, try not to feel the cold, caught in the thought of that time when everything was fine, everything was mine. And then run with my hands on my eyes, blind, but I'm still alive, free to go back on my own. But is it still a home when you're all alone? And then the last verse and then the chorus is there's a reason I'm still standing. I never knew if I'd be landing, and I will run fast, outlast everyone that said no. And then the chorus of all the King's Horses and all the King's Men couldn't put me back together again. So again, Lorelai's doing well. It was very much just like a meditation on how much Lorelai has lost and how extremely so true. Somebody in the chat said, "You want to talk about it, babe?" It's so true.
Somebody get this kid to a therapist.
Yeah. I think a lot of Lorelai's character arc is just that she has been too stubborn and she has made it too long after everything fell apart to go down now. And that's a lot to put on a 14-year-old, especially a 14-year-old who is as emotionally unstable as Lorelai is right now and is grieving as much as Lorelai is.
Neurodivergent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like,
you think you had the problems with your emotional regulation before, Lorelai Shakrana.
Yeah. And I mean, and a lot of her issues right now are happening because of that stubbornness and because of that. There's a lot of parallels between Lorelai and Leo in that way, in that when they are in bad places, they just kind of put their head down and keep pushing out of sheer stubbornness and like spite in a way.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and we kind of see in Lorelai that because she is so young and because she hasn't had, you know, the guidance to do otherwise, like we're really seeing the negative effects on that. Like we're seeing the ways that she acts out and the things that she does and the ways that she reacts to people that are not healthy and are not good. I was having a conversation with a friend the other day that made a really good point about the fact that you know, Leo made that decision back in the Zephyr Isles of he was not going to interfere with Lorelai's anger because it wasn't his place to try to mitigate her anger. And like, while that decision came from a very well-intentioned place and came from a place of really wanting to respect, you know, her autonomy and her grief and her loss.
Yeah. And to an extent, he was right to allow Lorelai the space to be angry. And that's something that we keep seeing, but
also, like, essentially what that translated to was him being in this place where he was like, I can't touch Lorelai's anger. I can't interact with it because it is a bad thing if I do that. And that is unequivocally the wrong decision to make when dealing with a traumatized teenager and just leaving her to deal with that grief and that loss and that anger alone, essentially, because they, until this point, they didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, and
they had a brief like conversation about what had happened, but like they haven't actually
talked through like any of the emotional fallout of it. And it took Lorelai getting to a place where she did something that was not okay and tried to physically hurt someone that did not deserve it, that Leo had to be like, okay, yeah, maybe I should step in a little more.
Yeah.
But it was really important that in that conversation, to me, that he still validated her anger and told her like, it's okay to be angry. I'm angry too. But you can't just vent that anger on people that don't deserve it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a lot of feelings about Leo and Lorelai.
Yeah, I love them. Oh God, speaking of
which, the companion song on the soundtrack to All the King's Horses is Cigarettes and Saints by the Wonder Years. And it's Leo's side of that whole scene with Lorelai.
Yeah.
And the song is a song about grief and righteous anger. It's a song about grieving losing somebody you loved a lot, and then just the righteous rage you feel at the system and the people that took them from you.
Yeah. It's a good song. You should listen to it.
It's a fucking fantastic song. And I refuse to kneel or pray. I won't remember you that way, but I lit you a candle in every cathedral across Europe, and I hope you know you're still my patron saint.
Yeah.
Well, I tried to forgive, but I can't forget the cigar in his fist. I know that they were heartsick, but I need someone to blame. And I know that they blame me, and I know what you'd say. You'd tell me it was your fault, and I should put all my arrows away. And then there's like this screamed chorus of, well, not a chorus, but a verse of, I'm sure there ain't a heaven, but that don't mean I don't like to picture you there. I bet you're bumming cigarettes off Saints, and I'm sure you're still singing, but I bet that you're still just a bit out of key with that crooked smile pushing words across your teeth. Like, it's very much an ode to someone you love a lot that has been lost. And then it kind of shifts. There's a perspective shift halfway through the song where the narrator of the song is no longer addressing the person that they lost. They're addressing the system that took that person from them. And like, and that is all just screamed. Like, Dan Campbell's delivery on this song is just, it's gut wrenching.
The Wonder Years is a good band.
Yeah. Like, again, this is all just like screams sung. It's this goddamn machine, hungry and heartless. My whole generation got lost in the margin. We put our faith in you. You turned a profit. Now we're drowning here under your waves. And then at the end, it's just this screamed refrain of, you can't have my friends. You can't have my brothers. You can't have me. Like, and that's very much like analogous to what Leo was saying about how he is angry.
Yeah.
And when the time comes, he is going to make that anger mean something. Like, it's a very like righteous anger that he is making a concerted effort to channel towards the people that he needs to be angry at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh.
And then the last song of the season. Wow. It was very atmospheric. It's House on the Hill by the Pretty Reckless. And I remember one verse we associated specifically with Nora. It was, but the children are doing fine. I think about them all the time. Until they drink the wine, and they will.
It's in this house on a hill, the dead are living still. Because we talked last week about how thematically Nora's house is a vessel for the generational trauma, because like the family portrait is there, and like Nora, who is kind of the vessel of her own family's trauma, like I feel like Nora carries a lot of that inside of her. So like the thematic element of the house being a vessel for the trauma, and that idea of Moreland showing up at the end, that was kind of cool. Also, the song ends with just a heartbeat. And like atmospherically, it was very good.
Yeah, it was very much the counterpoint to the House that Drip Blood last week. That and the verse of I am not afraid, I won't burn out in this place. My intention is to fade, and I will.
In this house on a hill, the dead are living still. Their intention is to kill, and they will. Yeah. It's House on a Hill. We had this on another playlist that we actually decided. It was one of those things like All the King's Horses where like we had it on another playlist and we actually decided to take it off because it worked better for the closer. It was on an Adana playlist.
Like a late one. Wow. But yeah, that's the fucking episode playlist. That's the last episode playlist of the season. I feel insane. It was bonkers and fucking yonkers.
That's one of the ones that I feel pretty proud of, actually. Like it's pretty solid. I like it a lot. Yeah,
it's very good.
So now we're getting into our questions. We're probably gonna run a little long today just because woohoo, season finale, and we've got a good amount of questions, but sorry about the noise. Our cat has an automatically scooping litter box, and it's very loud and kind of busted.
To go off at the worst time possible. All right. Anyway.
Okay.
God.
We've been asked for more details on the Moreland Elisha wedding. It was big and obnoxious. That's pretty much all I got.
Yeah. I think it was very much.
We'll get to that later.
Question.
We'll
get to that in a second.
We'll scroll back up after our Patreon questions. Well, this person is a patron, so I guess we can answer that.
Yeah. We'll talk about the Elisha wedding. I feel like it was very much like the social event of the century, like Elisha said in the letters. I feel like it was very much something that kind of everybody had to attend. I feel like Sid was there because as the Hierophant he had to be.
He probably officiated it.
Yeah, probably.
Which, like, God, that's kind of like an embarrassing thing for Moreland. In hindsight, is like I'm a fucking like 61-year-old man,
yeah,
and this 15-year-old is officiating my
second wedding.
That's so funny, actually.
Oh goodness. And I feel like it had to be a church wedding because of the religious symbolism around the Asherian monarchy and all that shit. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, they probably got married at the cathedral in Valental. I think nobody goes to Luxtlegoland to get married.
No, no, you're not supposed to go there unless
you're like literally a priest. So,
or unless you've been sent there for other reasons.
Or unless you've been sent, for other reasons.
Somebody asked in the chat, I have a question. Any symbolism related to Madonna's name being one letter off from Madonna / the Virgin Mary, or was that just a coincidence?
Well, it's spelled differently.
It's not.
It's spelled differently. It's spelled Adhana, Adana.
Yeah, which that's a understandable mistake to make because I think we only spelled it once in the transcripts. Yeah, I think only once.
Only once.
Yeah.
No, twice because there was because Moreland had the line of I cared for Adana very much, and then we described her in the fever dream. So
yes, yeah. So no, but interesting theory.
Interesting. Yeah.
Interesting. I love it when people say shit that surprises us in chat.
Yeah.
But no, unfortunately. Unfortunately, we do have to refute that one. That was the Marlasha wedding question.
God damn it.
Our next question was assigned personas to the main cast.
I want you to know how much I hate it here.
I'm trying to think. Hang on.
I think it's very funny that as much of a dog person as Leo is, like, Leo is irrefutably a dog person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he just is. He's not really a cat person, but that's because he is a cat person.
Yeah.
It's because Leo is a cat.
Boy Leo. Cat boy Leo.
Oh, God damn it. Yeah, no, I think Leo's persona just look at him. He is a cat. He's like a little nasty feral garbage cat.
I'm not good at personas. Oh.
I feel like Fee would be some like a raven or something. Yeah.
Can we do birds? A raven then.
Like, I get that they don't have fur. But yeah.
Oh goodness.
So main cast, who else does
Somebody
that?
said a Sphinx cat. So true.
Ew, no.
I love Sphinx cats. You shut your mouth.
Not that they're gross, but it's not applicable to Leo because Leo had the very long, beautiful hair.
Leo's doesn't now.
Leo's persona, I think, would be one of those like really prissy Persian cats, like with the really fluffy white hair and the smushed face. Yeah.
Mistakes against nature, those cats. Oh goodness. I'm trying to think. Hang on. Ravain. I think if a character has a familiar, you count the familiar as what their persona would be.
But Dexter's not a familiar, but yeah.
Yes, okay. Ravain's is a sparrow.
Yeah.
100%. Lethal Songbird. I love him. I feel like Zed's it.
We had done one for Zed before. What was it?
I mean, Zed is a bear. Bear is the easy answer. Yeah. Oh goodness. I feel like we said at one point before that Fen is like a dog or a wolf or something. Yeah. Yeah,
we had said that Fen was a golden retriever. I think.
Yes. Plus is a bunny. And you know it to be true.
Well, I was thinking about animals that are very loyal, though.
That's
and
fair.
For Kalesa, I was kind of thinking like animals that live very like communally.
Yeah.
I think Kalesa would actually be like some kind of I think you're right on the rodent track.
Yeah.
I think Kalesa's a guinea pig, actually.
Because
so they're social and they thrive. They can't thrive if they're separated from their community. So she's either a guinea pig or this isn't a rodent, but like social animal. She's either a guinea pig or a ferret, I think.
So true. Yeah. Oh goodness.
The captain is really hard.
Marlon's a fucking snake.
So true.
No shade on real snakes.
I love them
very much.
Yeah. Like not one of the cute like hognose snakes either. Yeah. Like a fucking cobra.
Mm-hmm. A venomous one. Somebody said Kalesa's the pink and blue hamster from Animal Crossing. Yeah. Oh goodness. Oh no. I'm trying to think, why do all of the characters that we play leave my mind when questions like this are asked?
Sabine is some kind of feline, I think.
Yeah. Sabine and Leo, cat handshake meme. Who's calling me?
A telemarketer.
Can't FaceTime me. Somebody's trying to FaceTime me. No. No. Anyway. No. Sorry, y'all. Stop. Anyway.
I'm still stuck on the captain.
I was gonna say Eleonora, and now I'm lost. I don't know. I don't remember what I was gonna say. Damn. No, I feel like I'm trying to think of one for Eleonora. I feel like Eleonora also would be like something wolfy.
Mm-hmm.
Know what I mean? Yeah.
I think wolf is just honestly, like pack mentality. Yeah. Yeah. Protective, loyal. Like, that fits for Eleonora.
Speed's a cat. Stop. Oh my God. Sorry. The same number has tried to FaceTime me 3 times in the last 10 minutes, and I don't know who it is. Sabine's a cat for the person in the chat that asked.
Just turn it on silent, dude.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay. I think Arave is some sort of deer.
Yeah. Because like Phineas isn't a familiar, but it does.
No, yeah.
It kind of counts.
It's also about the skittishness.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, Verity is. I think Verity is a chinchilla.
Yeah. God. Somebody said bites my phone. Yeah, so true. And someone else said the captain's some kind of bird because claustrophobia. But maybe that's.
I was thinking some kind of bird, but like, and also because albatross. Albatross is very good, and that's not just because I fuck very heavy with Coleridge's Rime of the Ancient Mariner, but yeah, albatross is good. For a second I didn't really want to make him a bird. Like I thought he might be something else, but I think just because like so much of his character is about like freedom and travel that like a bird makes sense. Yeah.
I don't have justification for this, but Talindra's a turtle.
Or a dolphin. I feel like the cap. No, well,
for the captain.
For the captain, the captain could also be a dolphin.
Yes, I know. But we were on the same page. I was just. I don't have justification for it. I just feel like Talindra's a turtle. You know what I mean? It feels right. And Celica's a beaver.
Yeah.
I think that's mostly everybody that's like a central character. Those are your official canon assigned personas for the main cast.
Jesus Christ.
Next question. Someone asked, did Moreland have to get through the house's defensives or did they not get set off? So we talked about this as we were recording because we knew that this cliffhanger was where we wanted to leave off. 2 things. Aedra hadn't really set up the improved security system, which we'll see in season 3 is very effective.
Because Zed fell off the roof halfway through setting it up.
Yeah. Well, and also she had to get that part from the Tonys and all that. So the security system they have that was already in place is kind of just, it prevents attacks on the house. And people kind of have to have
clearance.
Yeah, this is true of both versions, but people have to have permission to get into the house itself, not really the area around it. And the yard is included in the improved security system. But the answer, honestly, is I think Nora let him in to chew him out.
well, because everybody except Lorelai and Talindra was gone.
Yeah, and Nora didn't know that there was a special risk to Lorelai.
No, because she hadn't been told that. Yeah. So, and Lorelai and Talindra were in a completely separate wing of the house. Yeah. While all of that was going on.
Yeah. So, like, I honestly think the way that he got in was Nora wanted to have a fight with him and then he wasn't listening and she wanted him to leave.
Yeah.
She wanted to have that confrontation and it didn't play out the way she had it in her head. And that's honestly very valid for her. But yeah, like that's why they were in the sitting room is because Nora invited them in so she could have this confrontation.
I think they sat down and that's when the first teacup went flying.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome to my home. Wow.
Well, I think Nora confronted him about what had happened, and he denied it, and that's when the teacup started flying.
Yeah. I'll be right. I'll be right back. I'm enchanted by this.
Yeah. Just in my head, that's what happened. Is she invited them to sit down, and she was like, "So you killed Val, huh?" And Merlin, understandably, said, "No, that did not happen," because he's been lying about it for over a century now. And I think Nora just started throwing antique teacups at him. And that's when everybody else walked in. He probably made some kind of remark about her overreacting, and that was exactly when everybody walked in. But yeah, we tried to lampshade that with the fact that they were in the sitting room and the fact that Dexter was out front. Like, those were kind of the lampshades of, oh yeah, Nora let them in. And, valid of her. Valid of her.
Well,
it was a bad decision, but it was valid.
Well, she probably put Dexter out, too.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
Okay.
That was why Dexter was out front. I was trying to lampshade that, Nora put him out front. Because
he was probably trying to bite Morlin.
Somebody said, time for my second name theory of the night. We're going to be discussing Leo's dead name. I'm going to put my hand up while we're doing it, and I'll put it down if anybody wants to not be part of that. Time for my second name theory of the night. Was Lorel named after Valoran? His dead name, I mean, yes.
Yep, in a very big way. In a very big, will be plot relevant way.
Yeah, like that's why the actual name was said on screen, because it's plot relevant.
Yeah, we wouldn't have just done that for shock value, because
icky.
Gross. And that's why, like, a bunch of our other, I think it's like we're up to 9-10 trans characters in the podcast. Like, we never find out any of their dead names because it's not plot relevant. It doesn't really happen. Leo's, however, is extremely plot relevant.
We have a couple things planned. It informs a lot of the dynamics going on that happened, and also we have lines from Leo planned about it.
It very much turns into a trans empowerment thing. Like, please don't worry. Like, it very much does turn into a trans empowerment thing. Just kind of wait it out with us.
Yeah. But no, you are exactly right. That is exactly why that's what Leo was named at birth. That is exactly the reason. You're right. Wait.
Yeah. Just
and now we're done. Oh goodness. And then our next question. Can you give a brief overview of the governmental structure of Volder and the city of Volder, since it's about to become extremely relevant in season 3?
It's a fucking Rome allegory.
Yeah.
Like, there's a Senate, there's an emperor. There's a reason that, like, all of the relevant Volduran characters that we've seen so far have Roman ass names. It's a Rome allegory.
Yeah.
Like,
the Volduran Empire, which is what Volder is.
Well,
Volder is.
Yeah, so we've linguistically here, that's interesting because we have the city of Volder, which is like the seat of the empire. So Volder is essentially like a in our linguistic system, a dwarvish derivative of, like, the empire of Volder.
Yeah. It's I think explicitly we said in our setting, Vog is the dwarvish word for of or relating to or beholden to, like that kind of connotation. So, like, Volder is the Volduran lands. It's the Volduran Empire. So there is an emperor that rules over all of it, who we mentioned in the finale. And there is a Senate that governs the entire nation. And I think all of the other cities are kind of run themselves, but they are all beholden to Volder and beholden to the Volduran Senate.
And like federal laws. Like, essentially. But
it's very much that. Like, they are all self-governing to a point, but
they're less self-governing than the city-states of Tordoon.
Yes.
Yeah, like, they take care of most of their own shit on, like, a local level.
It's very much like how the United States divvies things up, of like how states run things, but then they're all beholden to federal law. It's very much
whereas
analogous.
Like with the politics of Tordoon, like, it's even looser than that. It's like there are like 3 things that you can't do, like, without approval of the council.
Yeah. So, like, the Volduran Senate very much is running everything in the entire country of Volder. But
it's politically, we got kind of lazy with it. It's
Rome.
It's an analog for Rome.
And we did that deliberately, but Goodness. And that's a brief one, so. The second question that was just, hey, how's Lorelai doing?
Well, I mean, we already talked about this. She's not
doing great.
She's picking up some pretty rough coping mechanisms.
Yeah, I think Lorelai is just kind of bouncing between extremes at this point of like, she's very angry, but like crisis situations keep happening, and she has a very, very much like her fear response is freeze. And there's not a lot she can do in a lot of crisis situations. Like, and we've seen that since like back in season 1. Like, that's a running theme of Lorelai cannot do a lot to change the outcomes of things, and that has that feeling of helplessness about it. And then once she gets past it, there's a lot of guilt and a lot of resurgence of that anger, and it's kind of a feedback loop for her right now. Not well. She's not doing well. Is the long and short. Our next question. Our next question exactly was Leo, ? 3 exclamation points. Why are you being self-sacrificial? ? Exclamation point. You little rascal! ? Exclamation point.
Because he's a work in progress, man. Like, I mean, he has realized that he's not alone. You know, the I am not an island character arc has been fulfilled for him, but realizing that he's not an island and breaking himself of those behavior patterns are kind of two separate things.
Yeah.
And also, Leo had to make a split-second decision.
Yeah.
Like, Leo is, as much as, and that's why he reached out to Sabine at the end, too. I feel the need to clarify. Because as much as Leo kind of roasted Sabine for doing crisis math back in Pearlport and was like, oh no, that is not an option. We're all getting out of here. And Sabine was like, no, I've had to do this before. We need a crisis deadline. And that's why he brought that line back. This is our crisis deadline. Yeah, he had to make a split-second decision, you know, and it wasn't the first time that he'd had to make a split-second decision that the lives of everybody with him were riding on, but it was definitely the most prolific time he'd ever had to do it. And that was why in that moment he reached out to Sabine to be like, if this goes bad, get everybody out of here.
People in the chat saying they're worried about whatever he needs the wand for. Oh, this brings up a thing. We've had this cliffhanger planned since we started recording the podcast. Like, we knew this was where season 2 was going to end up. And Moreland was not supposed to know that Leo had magic at this point.
But I got so mad in episode 15.
14, I think.
14. Yeah, one of those. Yeah.
No, sorry, it was 13. It was 13. Yeah, it was 13.
Oh, yeah, that is.
2 after the lightning strike. Yes.
Yep.
13. The scrying scene in 13. Barry got so mad that the plan that we had for this cliffhanger,
I derailed
for
it.
2 seasons, just out the window. Just out the window. It was so
yeah,
it was
Leo,
so good.
Our initial plan for what Leo is planning to do didn't involve the wand.
Yes.
It involved the wand now because Moreland knew that he had magic, which was not supposed to happen. It was just supposed to be that Leo just zapped the knife in there.
Leo hid the knife. But yeah, that was, we had this planned out since the beginning, and it was just so as a DM, I was very happy about it. I was very happy
fucking derailed all of our plans because you made me so angry in that episode.
But yeah, that just reminded me, the discussion about the wand reminded me of that. It was just,
the discussion about the wand was our compensatory strategy for me deciding to go absolutely batshit in that episode.
Whoa. Somebody asked, if the Tonys were to write, produce, and perform a Tony Award-winning musical, I switch back. I have to read it.
Sorry.
A Tony Award-winning musical. What would it be called, and what would it be about?
It's just Voldaren flavored Grease, I think.
I was gonna say it's Voldaren flavored West Side Story.
Oh no. Yeah, they write Adra apart. Adra can't sing.
No, she can't. Oh god. Oh, goodness.
I do like Voldaren flavored West Side Story, actually.
Yeah, but like there's a text post that goes around about somebody's high school production of West Side Story that went off the rails and their guns didn't work, so they did poison shoes. And that's specifically what I'm picturing. How many kicks, Tony? And one for me. That is specifically what is in my brain right now. Somebody in the chat just said Jesus in all caps, and I don't know when that message came through, so I'm not sure if it's about Voldaren West Side Story or about the derailing of the... Somebody said, how did Adra and her girlfriend, I forget which letters her name ends with, it's an I, just one.
T-O-N-I.
T-O-N-I. It's short for Antonia.
Yeah, we'll get into Tony lore here in a second. Yeah.
How did Adra and Tony meet? At the garage, because Adra was like, I think, searching for a really rare part for a machine that she was trying to put together, and she looked all over the fucking city, and it only was in stock at this one little garage. And I think that was enough of a puzzle for her that she was just like, hey, what's your deal? But I do think that is how they met. And then girl hot. And then fortunately for Adra, girl hot. Somebody said I love Tony with an EY. Yeah. We didn't get into the lore this episode. We will get into it later, that Tony with a Y and Tony with an EY are married.
Yeah, so the first Tony we met, the guy with the slick back hair that came out is married to Buff Tony. Yeah.
We joked when we were formulating their personalities that we got a Tony for every letter in the acronym.
The L Tony is Adra's girlfriend.
Yeah.
The G Tony is the Tony with the slick back hair that we met first.
And then his husband is bi. Tony with two eyes is non-binary. So.
And took their sister's name as a power move when they transitioned, but just added another I to it. Yeah.
Which is also a pun. There's two eyes. Somebody in the chat of the finale said, my new headcanon is that all the Tonys are trans and they all just picked that name successively.
Which is very good. Yeah. Like, it wasn't what we originally came up with, but that's fucking hilarious. Yeah.
But it's hilarious, and it can be canon in your heart. The only constant is that Tony with one eye had that name, and then their sibling decided to take it.
But yeah, Tony is short for Antonia. Tony with one eye is short for Antonia, and then Tony with a Y is short for Antonius.
Yeah. And
they are cousins.
And they are cousins.
Yeah.
I think through some happenstance they are both named after a relative, like a grandfather or somebody.
Yeah.
Like that was the fiction that was kind of in my head. Oh goodness! Somebody said Tony Byres. Yeah. I love him.
I've been so excited to finally get to the Tonys.
Yeah.
Like,
they've been just of the gags that we had prepared. They've been what we've been most excited for.
And I feel like it played out to our wildest dreams. It was so funny, like watching it play out. It was really funny.
Good. And we wanted to introduce them during the finale because we needed everybody out of the house anyway, and their garage is going to be a recurring set piece throughout season 3, so wanted to get that one in the finale, and we had to get everybody out of the house anyway. Oh goodness. Last patron question, so open questions in the chat. What is the character arc you are most proud of this season? What scenes are you most proud of / were the most fun to record?
I mean, I think both of us are going to answer our PC's arcs for this, which is kind of a natural thing. Yeah. Like, Fee had an amazing character growth arc this season.
So did Leo. Yeah.
And Leo is working on it. Leo's a work in progress.
I think Leo's arc this season has been very good. He is undeniably better than he was in season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, I think our gut instinct is to just say, like, both of our PCs for that, just because, you know, they're the people we get the most screen time with. You know, they're the people we get the most intimate introspection with.
I was very proud of the scene with Fee and the captain, of like Fee's big poly monologue and that whole line that she had about I am tired of making myself into a simpler woman than I am because I'm afraid that my complexities and my contradictions make me difficult to love. That was something that I was really proud of in the moment, and I'm still very proud of, and something that was really good to record. Like, it's a good scene. It's a good scene, and I'm so proud of it. It holds up.
I'm just proud of the captain in general. Like, I mean, everything about him and like all of the depth to him that we got to dig into was really nice. I think he's great. I think he's like a very lovable character. I like his whole, I like how well he's tied into the whole like Fecule dynamic and how everything kind of spirals outward from him in season 2 for a good part of it.
Yeah.
As far as like scenes that I'm the most proud of and lines that I'm the most proud of, I've spent long enough wrestling with my own demons that I'm not afraid of going a couple rounds with yours.
That was really good. That was really good. Oh, I loved that. I was really proud of all the heavy shit we did with Leo Zed in like episode 18, episode 19. Delicious. I was really proud of all of that. I was proud of the Captain Sabine fight also. That was really
and that was fun to record too. Yeah. And the Banshee fight
of episode 11.
All of episode 11. Yeah, all of episode 11 is something that I'm very proud of. That was another thing that we had been planning for a long time. The Banshee fight, while it was exhausting to do,
I'm very proud of how it
was
played out.
Fun. It was, but it was tiring, but it was fun.
It was
really
good. Somebody in the chat asked, so is whatever Leo does going to lead to a fight with Moreland? Also, is the BBEG fight going to be like the last episodes of the season, or is there a lot more after that fight? So the finale, like the BBEG fight, the final fight with Moreland is going to be the probably 19th and 20th episodes of season 3, or like the second to last and third to last episodes. It'll probably be
maybe
19 and 20, probably. But like, that's the finale, the big finish of the campaign, and then we have an epilogue episode. So that's we're not getting rid of him yet, unfortunately.
Is it going to lead to a fight with Moreland?
Maybe.
Who can say?
Who's to say?
But he's not he's not dead yet.
He's not dead yet. He is sticking around. The BBEG fight that's the finish of the campaign. And then we have an epilogue episode, which will be good. A lot of things planned for that. Assuming that everything goes how we planned it.
Which isn't a good thing to assume at this point,
but fingers crossed.
Knock on wood.
We have that is when the big fight is going to happen. As far as what's going to happen in the premiere,
we can't tell you about that.
Tell you.
It's going to be bad, and that's all we can say. Yeah,
stuff and things.
The Leo Zed train scene was so much. Yeah, it sure was. I sure did shed real human tears.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. Ugh. Fucking hand.
The podcast has a happy ending. All of our ships have a happy ending.
We do feel the need to impress that on you all often. We promise it has a happy ending. Oh, goodness.
All right. So should we do a 5-minute call or a 10-minute call? at this point for open questions?
I think 5-minute call.
Yeah, let's just wrap it up at
a
neat hour.
Somebody said, I don't think I know anyone that didn't cry at the Leo Z train scene, to be honest. Yeah.
I know I fucking did.
Oh, God.
Extensively.
Oh, God. Oh.
I had to retake the line, I have spent long enough wrestling with my own demons, Zed. I'm not afraid of going a couple rounds with yours, like 3 times, because I kept crying in the middle of it.
Oh, it was a lot. Somebody said, what I like about Comp Duel is as y'all make us cry, y'all are also crying. We are all suffering together.
We sure as fuck are.
Oh, goodness.
When the season 3 premiere drops, then you will realize. You thought that was the peak of Leo Zed crying? Oh, no.
Oh, goodness.
So far, I have cried in both episodes of season 3 that we have recorded so far.
It's growth. It's growth is what's happening. Oh, goodness. But what else do we have going on? As, again, open questions in the chat. We talked about how we got Prank War coming out on the 10th.
And we have the transcript for that done, right? Yes.
Well, yes, because we put it out 6 months ago.
Okay. I just wasn't sure if we did a transcript for that one or not.
Okay. We've been doing transcripts for the bonus episodes. But yeah, we have that coming out on the 10th. We have a bonus episodes for the $5 patrons coming out on the 17th. Fecal game night. It's very good. Very excited for that. Oh, and we have another one coming out on the 5th of this month. We have in 4 days, Raven and Arave Solve a Mystery. It's coming out. And
it's very fun. It's all jokes. It's like it's a purely comedy episode. Yeah.
It's really good.
It's a pure comedy episode, which we all desperately need right now.
And also we get Raven and Arave's dynamic, which is very fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that one's coming out, and that one's very good. And then we got Shells to help us out with Fecal game night because it wouldn't be fun if it was just us playing party games, just the two of us.
We got Chelsea to play Sabine.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Oh, it was good.
It was really good.
It was good.
Yeah. And once again, my wife's fucking competitive streak came out, which is why we wanted her to be Sabine in the first place.
Yeah.
Because she and I almost came, because I was playing the captain, and Chelsea and I almost came to blows like 3 times over the course of that game.
Funny. It was really funny. Oh, goodness. But we're excited for the patrons to listen to that one. We're excited for all the character playlists that are coming out this month.
Because we have the captain, Arave Verity.
Yes.
Mia.
Yes, we have. We'll talk about the Mia one when we get there. And we have a Nora playlist, I believe.
And a Nora playlist, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then I think we decided we need to put shit playlists out one week, but
yeah, we have a lot of we have playlists for every individual pairing within Fecal, and then we have a Fecal playlist, and then we have a Fecal, but it's all Florence and the Machine playlist.
That's coming out on the Patreon soon.
Yeah.
Somebody said, "Do Sabine or Fee ever use their feminine wiles to win at the game?" It's okay if you can't say.
No.
No. It was just us playing a party game. It was more ethical deliberation and yelling at each other than anything.
It was very fun for me to yell at my wife in a thick ass Irish accent. The only line that I will give away about that bonus episode is that one of the cards that was played, who played it? Was it Chelsea?
I don't know which card you're talking about.
Steve.
Yeah, I think Chelsea played that one.
Yeah, one of the cards was Chelsea had such a good Sabine voice for this. She didn't have a choice to play this card. It came off the top of the deck, and the choice was Steve.
That's just the person that was on the card was just Steve. And Chelsea, in a perfect Sabine voice, was like, you know Steve. As if to guilt everyone else for not remembering the person that doesn't exist. It was so good. Yeah, it's perfect.
Okay, like 2-minute call. Come on, guys. Yeah. Anything else?
Last minute questions. Oh goodness. Oh, we're so excited for the video game night to come out.
It was so much fun. We had a blast. It was
really
so much fun.
Oh goodness. We're excited for Raven and Arave Solve a Mystery to come out also because it all jokes, and the Raven and Arave dynamic is just so
yeah, it's a hilarious episode too, because we did a lot of experimenting with sound editing on that too.
It'll be good.
Yeah. Did you guys have a good Halloween? We didn't fucking do anything. But
we watched Midsummer.
We watched Midsummer last night, and it was very creepy.
Neither of us had watched it in the 2 years since it came out. Yeah. But oh god, I can't believe the movie is 2.5 hours.
Long ass movie.
But we did watch that. That was fun. But yeah, it was an interesting Halloween. We had fun. We had to record a lot of season 3, episode 2. So we didn't do much. And we dressed our dog up as Woody from Toy Story.
If you check my personal Twitter, at Defined Redeemed, you will see pictures of
Woody dressed as
and Pidge dressed as a funky Halloween jester.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pidge voice. I'm Boo Boo the Fool.
I am Boo Boo the Fool.
And that was kind of all we did for Halloween.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to 30-minute Q&As next week.
Yes, 30-minute Q&As until the hiatus wraps.
If you're a member of the Patreon, by all means, send us questions. If you have questions about anything from season 1 or season 2.
Yeah, and anybody who's not a member of the Patreon, you can leave questions in comments on previous videos on the channel. You can leave, or you can email us at compelleddualpod@gmail.com. If you have any questions, feel free to send them in because we don't want to we want to answer anybody's questions if anybody has things that are unanswered through season 2 or season 1, really. Just because we know not everybody stays caught up and not everybody can get questions in during these Q&As and not everybody can watch live, So anything you have to ask, just send it to us any way you want.
And we'll get to it. Yeah,
we'll get to it. Other than that, we're probably just going to be discussing character playlists and the bonus episode that's coming out and things of that nature. And those are going to be at the regular time. It's just they're only going to be half an hour long. Yeah. So.
Okay. So next 6 weeks, we are going to be sitting on our hands and trying so hard not to talk about shit. We're right back here again. Oh god, the fucking first hiatus was so hard.
Yeah. But that's going to do it for us today. Thanks everybody for listening to the season. We hope it was as good for you as it was for us. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.